With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Baltimore Ravens. The NFL season is hit high gear. Off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Wassup. Dan LOL.
What's up? 59, what's up? 59, what's up? Strip that ball. Check the hot read. Shoot. Check 9. He's coming. 22 and 44. Let's go.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bobby Wagner able to record his 5th sack of the season.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after him early.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Caught the defense off guard there a bit on 2nd and long, but now you still have to deal with 3rd and long.
Yeah, you do, but you feel pretty good about the last play, don't you? And maybe it gives you a little bit of confidence dialing up the next one, that maybe your team will believe in it when you send it in.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And that's going to be intercepted. The all-pro corner, Patrick Peterson. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Now the first carry for Marshawn Lynch. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
4 down.
I didn't have it elevated in the plane.
Bridgewater.
So when I water it would just sit in its own water.
It's just
I figured out that's as drowning the plant.
Now it's 3rd down.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop, but when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the mass of bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
Right. He's telling the right. Everyone, you got 4 down.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Von Miller has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt.
It's okay though. I've got another like 3 weeks into flower and like 10 plants overall. Yay, shit like that happens, that's why you learn from it. I kind of did the same last year, but some of my butts start growing more.
And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. They'll toss it to Henry.
I got 7 points right now. I started off late. They
2nd
only
down, a
been
little more
growing for a
productive than
month now.
first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets them to 3rd and 3 now.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, Deshaun Jackson off to the races. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Jackson, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was
acid.
really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL,
LOL.
those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Lutz with the
That's
extra
awesome.
point.
You
And
need
it's
to
now a
update your
7-0
Get or Grow
game.
series. I'm holding back.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
I am.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
They're not going to get as big because it get cold here kind of early.
But it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position.
You just get borax. It's in the laundry soap aisle. It's a natural soap. You put like 1/10 of a teaspoon in a big spray bottle and you can.
Despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs.
First down, the run with Lynch. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings?
Yeah,
that they kind of regretted that he
fashion.
didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram.
Y'all have the same climate as Ontario. You should be down to 1-2 hours of sun each day soon.
And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Elliott good with a PAT, and we are tied at 7.
Yay, like around late September, early
even
October.
at 7 now as they kick it away.
I have 2 plants I've been wanting to flower at my
This is
patio
taken
door.
at the 3.
I have a frosted door, and
he's
it
up
works
past the
really
20
good
to
for
the
veg. It'll be
22-yard
kinda
line.
like.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Going deep here for Watkins. And that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
I'll send you pics of the pitch later. The one plants like up to my waist and I'm 6'3".
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And this is caught by Watkins. Touchdown, Houston. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Ben Roethlisberger. And the Texans have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be fielded on the
Maybe
back
try
line
something in the closet or something green. I was looking at me 150 watt HPS lights, and they're like 9.5 here. That could finish a queue, skipping the rest. Mine was taller than me, I'm only 5'8".
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I was thinking about buying
so
a
after the run
Brocan.
for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go, D.
Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down.
Once my plants and my door get too tall, I'll bend and break the off. I did it with the bottom broke and just stuffed it into soil, and he
If they
ate.
get the football, they'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like
They've been alive at the bottom for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
I need to try the
Officially
cloning
nothing
stuff.
on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
50. Focus. General West. Hey, Haywood.
I figured cloning was hard. You just need a good vegetable plant.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Got a man, it's Brashad Perriman. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
Then rip off the growth and stuff it in the dirt. It
I
works.
think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well,
It
there they ran
surprised
into
the
a
fuck
first
out of
down.
me.
Executed it to perfection. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Here's Roethlisberger. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus
slits
far.
at the bottom so the roots can grow a little faster.
Again, it's Roethlisberger. This is caught by Jackson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
Okay, what can't Deshaun Jackson do? All right, we know about the catches. We just saw another one there. Also gets involved in the return game, and he can break big plays like that. We've seen him do it throughout his NFL career.
We have. What are you thinking of anything in particular?
I'm still remembering a certain Giants punter.
I just pinched and ripped off the bottom chip and stuffed it in red dirt.
Big-time return.
I tried that. It didn't work.
Back for a game winner in that one. I still remember seeing the looks of disbelief on the Giants sideline.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
77.
I think it might be one of those things that's more simple than niggas say.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. The Clemson Tiger, Vic Beasley, reaches home that time.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Derrick Henry. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. They'll run. It's Henry. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. They opt to go for it, and they get it. 1st and goal after a pickup of 5.
Yeah, I had a friend try it, but it didn't work. The dirt suffocated his plant and it died.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. So 2nd and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield.
I tried, honey, splitting the stem, all sorts of shit, but just using your hands and holding it in dirt works so far.
Touchdown, Texans. Derrick Henry. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Texans push further out in front. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the 4th down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on 4th down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and then converted a 2nd time for 6 points.
Yay, I'ma try it once my plants get a little bigger.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Draw play. Ingram now. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On play action, it's Bridgewater. It's caught by Garçon. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19. Bridgewater now from the 50. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Von Miller in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Bridgewater now looking to throw on first.
He's have been in there the bigger one for like a week.
And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. First down throw for Bridgewater. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. They were looking for Johnson that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Hey, we got four down.
And again, it's Bridgewater.
Big on turnout
screen. This is Ingram. Now a timeout taken.
I've got one play that started with the 3 head. So I've talked it 2 times now. It will be hella bushy in a week now.
Well, that 2nd down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long.
Tight end right. Even. 4 down, even.
Bridgewater again. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Results in a 4th down.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman.
I'm just hoping that my patio door is big enough to flour something at least 5% THC or above for oil.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold them and give up the sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run it again with Henry. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6
inches below my knee.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Roethlisberger will throw. That is caught. It's Perriman. Quick slant there, gets him the 1st down, 6 yards on the play. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flushed out right. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time, but it's going to be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Yay, they outdoors.
2nd down, a little more productive than 1st. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing
Even in
further and
flower,
further
it
towards the
stretches like
sideline.
half its height.
Really good fundamentals by that
Soon
defense.
you're
He
not
was
the
trying to
blade.
put his foot in the ground and turn
But
upfield.
they
He just
still in the
couldn't.
pots.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
6-man.
Again, it's Henry. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. Now Lutz for the field goal try. This officially a 55-yard attempt.
I don't like it because animals keep digging in my dirt and biting my plants.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now it's Henry. And able to work his way down to the 16. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Here we go. Like 80.
When in flower.
On 2nd down now, it's Henry. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run,
Maybe
I get the
try
feeling
some
the defense
windows
get a little bit
lower.
tired.
And that's the last
I've
thing
been
they
doing
need,
okay
especially
with
when
it.
they look up at the scoreboard. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further.
If
No
you've
gain
got
on
a
the
top
play that
patio
time, and
door.
it sets up 2nd and goal.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Easy.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the... And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Derrick Henry with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Always important to get the first score in the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game.
Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And that one goes virtually nowhere. Tried to fake extra point, but nothing comes of it.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs?
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic. Faking it. I can understand. You want to rub it in a little. You fake it when he snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
It smells terrible. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Bridgewater. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Single.
I've been lazy this year for some reason.
Incomplete.
Sure, you can still buy a pack of CFL lights at Home Depot for like $20. There's like 8 bulbs in there. Then all you need is lamps.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 23, and he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick
It'll
Henry.
cost maybe like $200 total to set up a closet.
Behind the line. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th. Play of the drive
that can probably save you quite a bit of money a year. Go check those out, but my people be complaining about the electric bowl.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 29 yards, 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
A 1st down carry for Henry. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
LOL shit.
Demario Davis
I
coming
had the
in for the
same
sack
problem.
that time.
So I did the math. 100 watts for 20 hours a day costs $7 a month. Just do the math and be like bit. That's why I was probably just gonna get the outside tent.
Back deep here with his first punt. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside. The field
You
position
can't grow all year though, it gets hella cold there in winter.
A little more consistency,
Then
move the
next
ball
do
at least a few
inside
times
outside
on
throws.
offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Single receiver. 24's on the move. 24's on the move. Rip left. Rip left.
Looking to throw again on second down. Bridgewater.
I know it's to keep the animals away.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. Bridgewater on first down. And he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Last play went for over 30 yards. This one not quite as big, but still over 20. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Bridgewater. He gets this one to Garcon. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll run with Marshawn Lynch. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marshawn Lynch, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Ravens get a bit closer. I've been there.
Elliott now to add the extra point.
At the time I had a job but I don't now, but I have side businesses that hasn't picked up all the way yet.
So the lead back down to 10.
He's playing Madden NFL 2-0 Rizzo Luciano.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
If you lived in the same country as me I could hook you up with the start light, but I don't know how sending shit works across a border.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
Snickers, 66. Alert, alert.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And an acrobatic catch there by Watkins. Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that
they?
little extra tackiness to them now, and I know
Hi,
the guys
Rizzo,
in the
emoji
NFL,
waving
the
hand.
competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 37 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting
Hey, all
stronger
the
as this game
shipping
goes along?
slow lately
First
due
seems
to all the
just as good here in the
promotion going
fourth as it
on
was
right
way
now.
back in the first, doesn't it?
I
Was
do
it?
believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They keep it with Henry on first down. Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
52 right here. 52.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Derrick Henry with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to
That
17.
Corona some fake news LOL. I was learning about Cash App scams from a few people from Detroit. Is the shit legit?
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like,
Yeah, I know the shit thing. I haven't worn a mask since they start talking
Some teams
about
like
it.
to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
I figured out how to order and do shit on the deep web, but I never tried anything with credit info.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Watch tight end. 4 down, 4 down.
To throw is Bridgewater. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
It's a loss of 14. Brings up 3rd down.
Yay, the
Charles,
Cash
we
App
saw a
scam
lot
works
of points
sometimes,
go
but
up
they
in this
starting
one.
to crack
Certainly
down on it.
defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it, and they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Texans, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
People was doing the unemployment money scam, but now people got to send in verification and can't connect Cash App to it. Must be a legit pay. EA Sports in the game. I fucking got whooped laughing. That's okay, we still love you, no homo. I appreciate it, lol. Are people going crazy where you are, trying to shut down the police and shit? LOL, the police have been shut down in Detroit for like 20 years now, let's be real, but yay. 5:30 p.m. Sunday, July 5, 2020. It was funny the other day in Edmonton, they had a Native Lives Matter march. I almost died of laughter. If the government sees you as less, they'll kill you. No one life matters, let's be real. It's mainly people from the outside of the city coming in trying to tear shit up, but then the police fuck with us, now we have to rid all. Native LOL. Yay, they ain't gon' change they plans for nobody. I smell like a wet dog, my hair's greasy, my shoes are shit, it's the same thing.